Hello, everybody out there in Derby Land. Welcome TGSS Track 1, Day 2, game something or other, and it's a big game. We have Inner West Roller Derby League going head-to-head against Varsity Derby League. I'm Psycho Dyko.
And I am Melodrama. I'm from Inner West Roller Derby League, but there will be no bias today.
No bias whatsoever. We are very excited to have you guys joining us. I'm just going to run through the Varsity Derby League team. We have 1066 White Russian, 18 Spanky, 182 Eduhater, number 23 Red Hot Chili Pepper, 251 Sax Bomb, 375 Ginger Ale, 38 D's Nuts, 420 Hot Blocks, number 9 Irish Upon a Star, and the benchies are Copter and Doc.
And we have, do I have time? We have playing for Inner West Roller Derby League in the dark colours. Jamming right now, we have Madness. She is wearing Brutel's jersey, though.
Just to mess with you all at home.
I know. I'm not sure what I'm going to call her.
We do have Varsity in the red, and that is D's Nuts wearing number 38 with kink on the back, because players like to mess with announcers and people viewing at home.
Doesn't take much.
Not at all.
No. All right, Ness juking to the inside, then the outside. Back again. She finds the outside line.
Oh, both jammers being held up quite well by these walls here.
Ness on the inside. She's lead jammer. First one for this game.
And D's Nuts is just squeezing out of the front of the pack.
Just had Rex to beat and did so. Ness sees D's Nuts coming.
Who couldn't see D's Nuts coming?
And playing for Inner West, 1-0 Knockout, 1-2 Vixen Vaporizer, 1-6-3-0 The Bald and the Bruisemall, 1-8 Skater Masochist, 1-9-2-9 Ginger Roger, 2-4-7 Hips Don't Lies, 4-2-0 Loose Cannon, 4-5 Danger, 5 is Catfink, 5-0 is Copperphilia, 6-4 is Bowser, 6-5 Lee Rex, 7-6-3 Felon Ripley, 77 Velvet Whiplash, and it is Velvet jamming right now for Inner West in the black.
Going head-to-head against Red Hot Chili Pepper in the red, who does have the lead for Varsity.
And Velvet with one to beat.
Oh,
bumped out of bounds. If you're going to have one to beat, that's the one you want to be. Velvet trying a new tactic.
Chili Pepper is on a scoring pass now, trying to find an opening.
Vixen bearing down. Pressing up against Bold.
A lot of movement, but a very excellent reforming there for Inner West.
Yeah, that was a quick wall there. Loose Cannon trying to supervise and Bruisem set off for a multiplayer block, but Velvet is through. Big advantage for JPEPs with the jammer lap point.
Chili Pepper coming around to the front, looking for a couple more points.
Inner West too slow to stop JPEPs as she bounces to the inside. Half a lap behind is Velvet.
That was a 5-point scoring pass for Red Hot Chili Pepper, coming around again, looking to the bench for the call.
Loose going for the big hits, and that doesn't seem to work for her as well as the smaller, just staying your ground. We should maybe pipe that to her or write it on a post-it note.
ESPN. Oh, wait, that's a sports channel.
Anyway, Loose Cannon sent to the penalty box for not listening to the commentator's advice.
And Chili Pepper just jumping around the outside for another big 4-point scoring pass.
Copper yelling, call, call, call. JPEP's listening. Now the other players on the Inner West roster, we've got 777 OMG. 896 Craig, who has previously been known as Lioness, so excuse me if I do call her that. 911 as we met from jamming, that was Madness wearing Brutel's shirt, and we've got 968 Sugu Fu. On the bench today we have Rampage, we have Tonya Harder, and we also have Jackie the Ripper. And I want you to notice that there's Rampage wearing what Rampage's wears, and there's Jackie wearing what Rampage wears.
Love it. And we did just have a panty go flying off the track. I think we had one too many pivots on the track there.
Lies going to the penalty box. Loose Cannon joining the track again. She's trying to wall up with Bowser. Not sure What's going on up there?
Varsity do have the lead. That is Irish. Irish upon a star. Couldn't wish for anything better than that. Another 4-point jam. Calling it off.
Terrible. That was terrible. I kind of loved it.
You're welcome. If you are at home and you're enjoying what we're saying, or not enjoying what we're saying, either way, give us a shout out on the YouTube chat. We'll give you a shout out if you say g'day. Remember, I'm Psycho Doko with Melodrama. We love it when you say our names.
We do.
We are very Destiny's Child in that way. Knockout trying to find an opening. Oh, at the back of the pack. Almost held onto that inside line, but hitting the pack. Hitting the floor as D's Nuts gets out in front.
Knockout stuck behind Educator. Now trying to get a bit of a lift from Craig.
And D's Nuts powering through for a big 5-point pass.
Someone called for a forearm. And that is a varsity player.
That's Ginger Ale on the wrong end of the whistle heading to the penalty box.
You really do know everyone's name.
I have my moments. D's Nuts, another big 5 points. Knockout is out for initial pass.
Inner West finding their walls again. Lies with the butt punch. Forcing the jam to be called off.
D's Nuts getting that call to call it off. That was a 10-point jam for D's Nuts. I did have the pleasure of announcing varsity earlier this morning, and they had a fantastic game against the Krakens. And I'll tell you what, Educator, a force to be reckoned with out there as a blocker, but
Absolutely.
they chucked the star on her head, and she had a 100% rating.
That's pretty full on.
It was amazing.
JPEP's having a fantastic tournament. 17 points already for this game. She busts on through, and his lead jammer, Ness, right next to her.
Just getting the call from the bench, Jilly Pepper, to hold on just a little bit longer. Let's get Educator back on track.
And that's happened.
And here she comes.
Will Copter trust the jam? No. Calling that jam off. I would have thought Copter would have trusted their blockers.
Madness with a little bit too much brutality.
She is a little bit wily. A little bit got the sways left and right. Would be able to squeeze on through.
I think they're going with the smart play. They did rest Jilly Pepper as a jammer in the game this morning. She didn't have as many jams. She was doing a lot more of the blocking. And that will bring Irish upon a star back to the line for varsity. And that's Velvet Whiplash. Hard to tell it is Velvet Whiplash without those velvet pants.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
Oh no, that will be disappointing for Velvet Whiplash, being called for a forearm penalty. So she's going to take a little time out, think about all the bad things she's done, but she's about to be joined by Irish upon a star.
Will they do a swap? Forearms. Is it a forearms as well? Oh, I wasn't paying attention. So many things to look at.
We are very easily distracted by shiny things. And everyone's got shiny panties on today and shiny helmets.
Yeah, and it's a bigger pavilion than the ones I've been calling in before.
Velvet Whiplash has been released. She is free. She's got the star in her hand. So we are going to have to skate this one out the full 2 minutes, though, as Irish upon a star is pushing her way through at the back of the pack.
Velvet with the star back on.
Oh.
I cannot actually see who has the pivot for Inner West.
Irish upon a star has been called for a back block, so heading back to the penalty box. Second penalty in this jam. But Velvet Whiplash being trapped in amongst the varsity Derby League.
Inner West trying to get in there and do some offensive work. But there are two to beat for Velvet, and they look unstoppable. Saxbomb managing to work with Spanky there, but Velvet is through for her 5-point pass.
Velvet taking advantage of that referee's whistle there. Everyone stopped.
Yes.
Dead still.
What? Who was it? On through. Bruisem was the whistle receiver. She is through to the penalty box.
And Irish upon a star now re-entering at the back of the pack.
Multiplayer block called on varsity, and that again lets Velvet through. Velvet is like praising the whistle this morning.
Clearly nobody wanting to be getting any insubordination, so everyone is stopping and paying attention to the referees as soon as that whistle is blown.
It was a very heavy afternoon yesterday for the insubordination calls. It was a little hard to decipher whistles over on tracks 2, 3, 4 and 5, considering they're all next to each other. And the echo of the whistle can get a little bit confusing.
Very clear here, being the only game rolling on track 1. We do have a timeout called by Varsity Derby League. That is Copter walking out and calling that timeout.
Gives me an opportunity to say a big hello, and I hope your chest is doing better, Roller Doobie. We miss seeing you here today. And also to Rainbow Smash. Rainbow is also at home recovering. We're sorry you're not here. We would have had a more fun time, more funner seeing you here, but we will see you at the next TGSS, no doubt.
Rainbow just a little fist bump to the penalty box with the Bold and the Bruiser Maul, standing up, obviously ready to come racing out as soon as this jam gets underway. Bit of a shout out as well to the Adelaide Showgrounds. Thank you very much for this fantastic venue. We love coming back here every second year. It has to be every second year because we're a bit too much for them to handle every year, I think. Understandable.
Adelaide's mayor made a little letter. Please don't do it every year.
We can't deal with the guys. Every
It's
second
fair
year
enough.
is enough.
Really? The shops brace themselves. The taxi drivers brace themselves.
All of the little novelty stores,
Oh
completely sell out of onesies as well as any novelty items they have, basically.
Well, all of the cowboy stuff.
Yes, indeed. Felon Ripley taking off from the line for Inner West.
Felon Ripley having a cracker of a game yesterday.
Madness. It was crazy.
It was like, 90% of lead jams for her stats. It's actually the first time I've seen Felon jamming.
It's her second jam out in this game. First time, though, getting the lead. And we have had a star pass there for Varsity. Just getting the star on there was Spanky, but called the jam off, shutting her down. So that will bring Red Hot Chili Pepper back out to the line for Varsity against Knockout.
Knockout also had a pretty great day yesterday. Five seconds called, and the pack forming right up the front. Craig changing their mind.
Oh, wow. Jilly tried to jump up, but the referees called it off. Jilly did not want that one called off there to check on her. That was a directional block called against Loose Cannon.
And that happened when the pack moved from the pivot line, and Craig called for her blockers to move back to the jammer line. And while that was in motion, J-Peps was moving forward, and that created the counter block.
All right, so Jilly is going to stay off, but I don't think she has to sit off the 3. I think the referee said that they might have been a bit quick to call that jam.
Yep, so ordinarily, if you stop a jam because of an injury, that injured player needs to stay off for 3 jams.
But because it was the referee's concern, they called it, but Jilly was still able to jump up. It was still within the 3 seconds, so she's not going to have to sit up for the full 3, but she is sitting off for this one. Fair call. And Irish Upon a Star is out there with the star on and does have a big 5 points on the board, while Knockout is trying to get through for an initial. Decides to play a little defense.
Loose Cannon standing in the penalty box. And she's back on the track, able to help Knockout. Going for the inside line.
Oh, wow.
Knockout having to make some big contact with Hot Blocks. And takes a penalty for a forearm. As she sits in the penalty box, star is off.
Irish Upon a Star coming around for another scoring pass for VDL. Has a pivot fall down at her feet. Now, I know pivots are supposed to look up to the jammers, but that's taken a little bit too far. Hot Blocks.
Too literal. Inoue's looking a little scrappy today, this particular game. Sorry, I know they played another game a couple of games ago, and that might factor in with, a little bit of fatigue.
But this is the quarterfinal for Division 3.
Yep, Inner West definitely just need to take a deep breath and calm themselves down and start focusing on those walls. We haven't seen those solid walls that we have seen in Inner West.
Then you do have blockers like Eduhater, though, coming in for Varsity and just cannonballing through.
Absolutely wipes people out. Varsity with a very short roster, but just so much fitness and strategy that they make it look like it ain't no thing.
And that is D's Nuts coming around for the scoring pass.
And that is Bowser bracing down low. No, it's not. It's Ginger. With Lies and Rex just holding that jammer back.
Knockout slams around the outside for initial pass.
These Nuts needing a bit of a hand from Spanky. Fantastic blocking work from Inner West. It's like they can hear me.
These Nuts calling that off just in time. And that will bring Madness back to the line against Irish Upon a Star. We currently have 24 points to the Skate Crashers and 47 to the Rogue Scholars.
Irish is sitting on 12 points just on her own. She's no slouch, that Irish.
Definitely not the dunce of the class, that's for sure.
Ness unable to find that gap. Irish catching the end of Vixen. Irish is through, and what is this with Ness? Neck and neck each time.
Hot on her heels. It is Irish that does have the lead.
Only by inches.
She's been told to race out. Varsity have trapped one of the Inner West at the back.
Yeah, but she just used that opportunity to bust up their wall.
Madness trying to find that outside line. Both jammers being caught up there together.
And Irish having no trouble getting through when there was no wall present.
Makes it a little easier to get around the wall when it's not there.
It's easier to get past one person than it is to get past three.
Definitely.
Yeah, I find that at the train station all the time.
Oh, Madness laid out on the inside line. That was Hot Blocks who has found themselves at the wrong end of the whistle for that one.
Referee's checking that she is okay.
That did look pretty full on there.
Pretty full on. Who has the pivot? That would be Craig with the pivot.
And Craig is running away from Madness. Madness is looking.
Madness avoiding the track cut there, having to get back off the track.
Oh.
Stepping on through, but Craig knows better than to take the star off a fallen player. You can see the desperation in the face. No, don't give it to me. Craig with the arm out.
Madness now has come out, still holding onto that star, decided to just keep on charging. And the jam is going to be called.
So no star pass for Ness. Her tally is 12 for 3 jams.
That was a 15-point jam there by Irish Upon a Star, 15-4. And that will bring Red Hot Chili Pepper back to the line. She's looking...
That's 40
refreshed
for
and
Irish.
rejuvenated. 40?
40 for Irish.
40 out of their 62 points. Wow.
I think so.
So she's got 2/3 of their score there.
Thank you so much to Bernie Ouchie, our producer today, who is feeding us stats. Well, actually, she's scribbling on bits of paper. I'm looking over her shoulder. But I'm okay with that.
Oh, Red Hot Chili Pepper has been absolutely encapsulated by a triangle of terror.
And that was Ginger's forearm. It's funny because all I could see was a butt sticking out.
And it is Inner West with the lead. That is Felon Ripley charging out.
She's 2 for 3, Felon. 66%. I did that in my head.
That was a beautiful thing to watch. As was that Felon getting the 3 points on the board and very happy as she should be.
Fantastic work. And it gives me a little bit of a chance to tell you that for over 70 years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry. Rydell skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. That's Rydell. They're so good they named a high school after them.
I know that high school.
Velvet Whiplash busting on through. Inside line, she is well and truly lead jammer. look at the pace on varsity. That is D's Nuts.
That is D's Nuts.
Closing in that gap real quick. Ginger Roger joining the track again.
Oof, and D's Nuts coming in hot. Slamming. Oh, wow.
And
Stacks
she's
on.
Yeah, taking down Skater Masochist. Skater scrambling to join Ginger. But D's Nuts are through. Bowser now returning to the track. Skater off now. Ginger looking despondent. She doesn't want to be alone. Where are my friends?
There's a friend.
Just a massive red as D's Nuts busts on through for a 4-point pass. Loose now on the track.
Bit of friendly fire there for Educator. Velvet is currently the lead. Oh, nice work here, shutting down D's Nuts Inner West.
So it's 12-8 so far. Velvet with the lead, not calling the jam off. Obviously a tactic that is happening here.
I think they were trying to get everybody out of the penalty box there.
Which is an important thing when you're playing a team like Varsity. Look at the jammers that they're putting up. You really do want your walls of 4 wherever possible.
But Inner West really do need to get those walls out there and get them solid. They need to get in position early. Because when they've got those walls, you've seen it, even when it's just a three wall, it is a strong wall and it's hard for Varsity to get around. They've just got to take that second and breathe, which I think everybody's doing right now. We have a timeout called, which gives me time to tell you about fantastic AJS lighting sound events.
Oh, yes, I've heard of them.
Well, I hope so, because they are the fantastic people who make sure that you guys at home can hear us. Sales, hire, and installation of audio, visual, and lighting systems for all commercial domestic applications, including corporate functions and conferences. Whoa.
Conferences?
Yes.
Wow.
So thank you, AJS, for supply of our AV equipment. AJS, lighting and sound.
Fantastic. And I want to say hello to David Mackey. David Mackey, what timing? If this is the only game you're going to watch and you get to see Madness jamming, it's worthwhile. She's having a bit of fun this tournament and is doing a great job for Inner West. This is Madness's first season with Inner West. We're very happy to have her. Did I say we? I meant Inner West. I mean, I know I'm a part of Inner West, but with the microphone in my hand, I'm anyone's. Hang on. Oh,
anyway, so that will bring Irish upon a star to the line head-to-head against Madness. Oh, Madness getting attacked by a sniper there. But back up and charging. Oh, Irish. See, there's that strong.
Irish.
That strong wall we were saying that Inner West needed to get. They have got it going on now, so just need to reform. Oh,
arms everywhere.
Beautiful work. And speaking of beautiful work, look at VDL at the front, holding on to Madness.
Yeah, Bowser trying to give an assist. Forearm called. Who is leaving? Many people.
That's
Rex
Ginger Ale.
Ginger Ale. And Ness is off the track. She's been pushed out with a track cart.
Irish upon a star getting the lead when she came out. She did a little hair flip. I think she was pretty happy with that one.
Now is not the time for hair flips.
Madness. Is she looking for the star pass? I think she might be. And there it goes.
Bowser with the star in hand. They pop it on.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen Bowser jam this game.
They put on the afterburners for sure, and definitely noticed by VDL Bench, who yelled out at Irish upon a star, call it. Call it off.
I'd call it.
Run away, they're coming. It is Bowser.
I think we should say it like with a deeper voice. Bowser. More of a wrestling sort of an overtone.
Bowser. Anyway, back to what's happening right now. We have Red Hot Chili Pepper going head-to-head against Knockout. Oh,
what are Inner West doing up there?
They were being encircled in a giant group hug from VDL, and they decided that they were just going to duck and dive out of there.
They're starting only with 2 blockers, Skato and Craig.
That hasn't stopped them, though.
Wow.
Knockout has got the lead, and Red Hot Chili Pepper had to fight to get out of that pack.
And Rex is trying to get in the middle there of VDL.
Oh, that was
offering that offense.
a big hit into the back of
Jam is on the
Eduhater.
way. JPEP's pointing at the penalty box. I'm not sure why. And Knockout calls that jam before JPEPs can engage the pack.
I think perhaps JPEPs might have thought that she had the lead.
Well, no, that was Knockout. And Knockout put 4 on and called it.
JPEP's just taking the seat. I think she was a little bit disappointed with that call there.
And that was Knockout's first points for the game. Taking her a little bit to warm up. There's 8 and a bit minutes left in the game. No, in the half.
In the half.
This game is going to be 2 halves because if it was only 1 half, it'd be
pretty ripped off.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
only 50% is good.
3 packers,
Felon being
3
knocked
blockers
down.
per pack, and just both being shot down.
Oh, these nuts though. Right up the middle.
Getting the assist there.
Lies controlling these nuts.
Hot blocks helping out D's Nuts to get out and get the lead. And Felon Ripley being taken back by Spanky. Spanky being taken out by Rex.
Felon with the star in hand.
Oh, nearly
Only
stepped in.
just avoiding the track cut.
Ooh. I was a little scared for a second there.
Felon's got it.
But these nuts.
And Sugu with the star, with the stripe. Looking for Felon's star.
These nuts out in front trying to
Lies having to
break free.
Multiplayer block called on Bowser and Lies. No, Lies not getting the penalty, just Bowser. Lies joining the other 2 in the front.
That was a big, big whistle, and
Felon just absolutely locked down by those varsity blockers. Oh,
yep.
despondent.
It was an illegal re-entry called on Felon Ripley, so heading to the penalty box. That means we will be starting on a power jam for VDL.
Illegal entry, re-entry as in a track cut, or left the penalty box too quickly? No, she wasn't in the penalty box.
She wasn't in the penalty box.
So it must have been a track cut?
Must have been, but they didn't actually do the track cut, which is why I think Rampage went out just to double check what was going down. James Brown.
I can see arms flaying, but no idea.
But we do have Irish upon a star, putting on the star again. Oh, throwing those big shoulders at loose cannon.
Vixen thinking there was some sort of penalty, but there wasn't. Loose and Vixen bracing. Craig caught behind Varsity. Bowser now joining.
Oh, wow.
Bowser caught behind Varsity. Varsity doing a great job of catching goats. And everyone is up and moving again. Now with this cold weather and the concrete floor, this concrete floor is a little bit shiny and a little bit slippery. So every fall is a little bit bigger. Our statistician has said it's about 8.7% bigger than if you fell in the other pavilion. So you'll see people falling and actually just taking a second to check in with themselves.
They have a moment of out-of-body experience. Oh,
Varsity defence. You could not floor that.
That was beautiful to watch. And Jilly Pepper just going, thank you very much for that inside line. I'll just slide straight on through. Felon Ripley, though, trying to find the same one. Instead found Eduhater. Shutting her down. Big 4 points for Jilly. Getting the call from the bench to just keep on skating.
Lies and Rex trying to hold Jilly out. Lies hitting her. To me, it looked hitting in air. We don't have the benefit of replays here. Y'all can have one at home. And that was a penalty on JPEPs. Did you see what the penalty was for?
Oh, no, I did.
Perhaps if she was in the air when she made contact with the blocker, that would be an illegal hit from her.
It may have been. Not 100% sure.
So Felon is not the lead jammer, and that means this jam will go for the full 2 minutes, which is another minute. So only halfway through. Sugu Fu off to the penalty box. This is a lot of penalties for Inner West.
Very heavy penalties for the first half, really. And Chili Pepper back on track. Oh, coming out, all cylinders firing.
Some frustration from the bench there. Fallon not noticing that she was able to re-enter the track. Fallon looking very fatigued. She tries to spin around. It's kind of hard to tell. She has a very laid-back style ordinarily, but she does look pretty fatigued. Star is off.
Yeah, that looks a bit more than laid back. That looks just laid out.
Sugi with the star now. 4 points added to Varsity's score. J-Pep's looking very strong. Sugu putting the pace on again. Sugu spends a lot of her spare time in the skate bowls. You can really see the difference in the jammers that do that. Lady Trample, of course, leading the way with that pace.
Absolutely. There was a 13-point jam there for Rogue Scholars to a 5-point jam for Skate Crashers. And we do have an official review call, but it is to be used as a timeout only by Rogue Scholars. So just going to take a moment to get everybody to breathe. Calm down and breathe. We've got 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. And I hope you're enjoying the stream at home. If you're joining us, why not drop us a line in the chat box? We will talk back to you. We are friendly like that.
We are friendly.
And if you're...
we talk back to you whether you're talking to us or not.
Deal with it. They gave us microphones. That's what happens. If you're in the Adelaide area and you're not here, why? But
why?
if you are, you know, you might be stuck at work, maybe sneaking the stream.
I hate work.
Love sneaking the stream at work, though.
Work pay me and I still hate them.
But make sure you go and see the fabulous people at Physio Fit. So if you're coming down here, go and see Physio Fit. They have a stall here. They are the Adelaides and Radelaides official physio provider. They have a vendor store. They are helping all of the sore bodies here at the Great Southern Slam.
Making them physio fit.
Exactly. And if you aren't here and can't make it here this weekend, but you do feel a little tender, go and see Physio Fit here in Adelaide.
Fit.
I think one more time.
Physio Fit.
We have Velvet Whiplash hitting the line for Inner West, going head-to-head against D's Nuts.
D's Nuts. Inner West forming on the pivot line. Lock down D's Nuts for the moment. Oh, a bit of interference there by Edgy Hater. Does all the difference. D's Nuts are free. Velvet now through on the outside line. I don't name the players. I don't.
We just take advantage of it.
These Nuts calling that jam off, giving Velvet nothing.
And getting 3 on the board for Varsity.
Do you notice how disappointed Velvet never looks? Always the grin.
Right? Big smile and doll. I've seen her cop a massive hit and then just go, yeah, still good. Big smile.
She is teaching the next generation of roller derby players, you know.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, little girls in the Inner West running around with all these stars in their eyes going, oh, that's Miss. It's very cute.
Aww. We have Irish Upon a Star going against Madness. So 2 skaters wearing jerseys that don't say their actual names, but we will tell you their actual names.
Madness just getting very stuck behind Edgy Hater. Squeezing in between Spanky, going in backwards, and that seems to make some difference. Ginger Rogers and Hips Don't Lies trying to offer some assistance. Multiplayer block being called on Ginger.
There is one. Oh, no, now we have a second Inner West blocker on track to help out. I hope that Madness is not looking for a star pass because there is no pivot out there.
Bowser is standing in the penalty box, and they are the pivot. Oh. Nearly had an illegal entry there from Bowser. Oh, that's twice. And that time being forced to sit down again. I don't know if that means another penalty. Oh, Bowser, you badass.
Bowser was just too keen, too amped, ready to roll out. Madness is looking for any sort of assistance, and Hips Don't Lies and Rex helping get Madness through on the inside as Irish Upon a Star comes around for another scoring pass and calling off the jam, so that'll be a 14-point jam for Irish Upon a Star. Damn, the Capitan for the Varsity Derby League has definitely racked up some decent points for her team.
Check out Rampage. He's just following Copter around. Copter yelling at the players, Inner West players in the penalty box. Not sure why.
Maybe he's just in solidarity with Rampage, his teammate on the Wizards, just going, I'll yell at him for you too. How's that sound? Don't do that.
Maybe
It's
I'm
not your turn
mistaken.
yet.
Now Copter making a joke with Bowser. I thought it was crosswords, but maybe it wasn't.
What is going on?
I'm not sure.
Maybe he's saying thanks.
We're at a very bad angle to be able to see these things.
Knockout getting laid out there by Varsity, but bounces straight back up. But it is Red Hot Chili Pepper who gets out and gets the lead.
Bowser in there trying to offer some assistance, but now the wall reforming. Inner West trying to skate up the front. Someone sent off, who's that? Skater Masochist to the penalty box for a maybe multiplayer?
Oh, Red Hot Chili Pepper getting around, zigging and zagging. Calls it off. Does get the 4 points on the board for Varsity. 0 on the board there for knockout.
JPEP's now sitting on 34 points for the game.
And that is an official review called by Rampage, but only to use it as his timeout.
It's disappointing when Inner West don't use their official review as an official review, because it means we miss out on the dance while the referees are making a decision opportunity.
I do love the dance moments. I also love being the one to run out there and listen to the official reviews when it's Rampage showing the official review, because he's like, everybody's here, everybody, okay, and action. So this is what I saw, and then this happened, and then and then the referees just give it back to him and go, so what you would like is this, and then this. Yes. But I just used 300 more words than you did to say the exact same thing. It is very clear.
Communicator, and then the referee goes away, and it's dancing time.
Yeah.
Dancing time.
It's great. I love it.
And of course, most of the TGSS music provided by the very terribly tasted music of Honest Dave.
It's a beautiful thing, though. It's part of TGSS.
Yes.
It's either Honest Dave or Misinformed,
Oh,
and
my
either way,
goodness.
it's all of the cheese.
So much cheese and a little bit of country.
That's just getting ready for the hoedown on Monday night.
Clearly. Can you ever be truly ready?
Hoedown's hoedown. Velvet Whiplash is throwing it down. D's Nuts getting down low. Woo! Busted out of that shell, D's Nuts.
Yeah, Inner West is not able to hold any jammer with only 2 blockers, it would seem. Whiplash.
Oh, D's Nuts got crushed.
Whiplash using the powerful legs. Only Spanky to beat, but Spanky is just battening down. Sugifu trying to give some assistance.
Oh, and trying to stop these nuts. But you can't touch these nuts.
Educator taking Velvet out. Everyone resets. Skato there to offer some offensive assistance. And Velvet finally managing to get in front of these nuts, and that forces the jam to be called. Varsity going into halftime looking very, very strong. They are ahead 141 to Skate Crashers 55.
We're going to take a bit of a break and catch you guys in about 10, 12 minutes. All right, we have just over a minute to go before we get started here in the second half of this Division 3 quarter-final. We do have the Varsity Derby League Rogue Scholars going head-to-head against Inner West Roller Derby Skate Crashers. If you are just joining us here in the second half, where the heck have you been? But I'm Psycho Dyko.
And I am Melodrama.
Oh, look at the love on the line. Madness giving a big hug to Jilly Pepper.
Just stop it, you two.
Now, we do have a couple of stats for you in regards to some penalties going down.
Many penalties. Inner West just can't get enough of that penalty box. Bolden the Bruisamall sitting on 4. Bowser sitting on 4. Lee Rex sitting on 4. Skater Masochist on 3. Ginger Rogered on 3. And Loose Cannon on 3. Penalties for Varsity.
They really only have the one to worry about. That is Hot Blocks, who has been one of their key pivots. So hopefully they can get that under control, because she is going to be a big, heavy loss if we do have a foul out.
Oi, friends. Pair of clowns.
We've got Red Hot Jelly Pepper and Madness taking off to start us off in the second half here, and we do have an Inner West in the penalty box.
And Varsity using the opportunity to have Spanky provide some commentary to their blockers. Varsity so far absolutely dominating the game, getting 15 out of the possible 22 leads. Inner West only able to grab 5. And Ness starting with the star off.
And that was Lee Rex, who started off in the penalty box, charged straight back out and went back to the penalty box. So that is 5 penalties for Lee Rex. Red Hot Jelly Pepper does have the lead. Very fast pack to try and catch up to. Oh, did she call it off in time?
One or two. 2 points. Great job.
Yes. I just love when the underdogs come through with some beautiful big hits and some big points on the board. Still, there's an entire half. There is plenty of time in this game for Inner West to drag it back.
Team Varsity were looking very, very strong, and ordinarily I would say a team with a short roster that Varsity have, they only have, 9 skaters. Boy.
9 skaters.
A very short roster. And I would ordinarily say that would hurt a team, but Varsity, they seem to have a fair bit of fitness. Lots of legs left.
Their endurance is phenomenal, actually. I watched them play their game this morning, and even with only 9 skaters, they just kept charging on.
These Nuts up ahead as lead.
High rotation of their jammers. D's Nuts, one of those jammers on exceptionally high rotation.
Referee pointing at a player?
No, pointing at the OPR, I believe. Just wanting to confirm how many hips were passed.
3 hips.
If you're at home and listening, why not join us in the YouTube chat? Have a chat to us. Let us know that you're loving the action that we're bringing to you.
Yeah, so far it's just David Mackey joining us today. Hey, David.
Irish upon a star, the captain, and another jammer on high rotation for Varsity. Oh, but it is knockout around the outside. Does get the lead.
And Inner West managing to force a bit of pressure on the jammer, and Irish having to do a star pass. Bowser trying to knock them out.
I believe that is Spanky. Yes, it is. Spanky putting on the star there for Varsity. Knockout, getting knocked out and getting the call from the bench. Just keep on skating.
Eduhater rejoining the track. That gives a full complement of blockers for both teams.
Oh.
Knockout marching down the big gap in the inside. 4 points added.
Saw that crack of daylight and just ran for it. And cut track called on Spanky. That means that Knockout has a power jam. Oh, wow, and a massive hit there. She's just caught from White Russian.
Yeah, but Inner West blockers, 4 individual people hanging about, not really able to do very much in that form.
Big 5 in the sky for Knockout.
Ginger off to the penalty box. That puts her on 4 penalties.
Oh, Knockout charging around, smacking into White Russian. Oh, and then being laid down, and someone laying down on top.
That's got to be a penalty to someone, surely. No, looked a lot worse than it looked a lot worse than it actually was. 5 points added for knockout.
And it looks like Spanky is back on track and stashing the star. Spanky, the jammer and pivot at the moment after the star pass earlier.
And I don't want to be nagging here, but Inner West, where are your walls?
Oh, wow. Knockout trying to call it off. Copying that big shoulder there from Irish upon a star.
That is a very big hit. 3 points added to Inner West's score. Oh, thank you, Jared. A big shout out to Jared Quinn, of course, of Down Under Derby TV.
Oh, Jared
Thanks for tuning in, mate.
Is a Melodrama fan there. Awesome job this weekend, Melodrama. I agree with you, Jared.
I'm a Jared Quinn fan.
I agree with you, Jared. Melodrama always does a fantastic job. Oh, Jilly Pepper running through the inside, stepping over everybody and getting the lead. And Felon Ripley finding out.
Felon not having a great game so far, but no doubt taking half time to have a banana and calm down and do the deep breathing. 22 points for her game so far.
Looks like Red Hot Jelly Pepper did the same thing for VDL, though they're coming out very solid here in the second half.
Bees nuts, though.
It's madness. D's nuts.
Oh, no. They hand us this material. They do. D's nuts currently on 52 points.
Which nuts?
D's nuts.
D's nuts. And Inner West have been listening to the stream. They are trying to hold that solid wall at the front.
Yeah, and look at Varsity listening to the stream as well, offering one of their blockers to mess up Inner West's walls.
But it is D's nuts cracking out in front to get the lead.
And Inner West holding back a blocker. Or is the blocker holding back Inner West? It's hard to see.
D's nuts trying to get those points. Getting the call to call off the jam. Looks like they did get the full 4 points there on the board for VDL. Hello to Tegan Butchers, who has joined us as well. Saying,
Rainbow Smash.
What a jam from Knockout. I agree.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Rainbow Smash. Good to see you joining us.
Velvet Whiplash doing some stretches there on the line. And going head-to-head against Irish upon a star.
Velvet getting down low, but bobbing up to take the hit on that blocker.
Oh, Irish almost loose. Oh, gets back up and throws one straight back at Skater Masochist. There is a whistle out of that.
Velvet Whiplash keeps on skating in the meantime.
It is Irish upon a star who is heading to the penalty box out of that one. That means that we have a power jam for Velvet Whiplash. Oh, trying to find a way around. I believe that is Spanky there.
Still with the big smile on the face. Velvet Whiplash, Inner West's own version of the Joker.
Pamela smile, always frozen on the dial. I think she's just legit enjoying herself, not criminally insane. So
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good call. Who is that driving Velvet Whiplash back?
I believe that was Spanky and Eduhater.
Yeah, certainly the big blockers on the track right now.
Eduhater very solid on her skates, very hard to get around. Was given the star a lot in their game this morning, actually, and jammed like a boss.
Yeah, that's always unnerving when you've got one of the star blockers getting out there with the star and smashing that as well. Third penalty for Irish upon a star. And now back on the track.
And Skater Masochist skating around to the penalty box once again.
So that's 4 for Skato. So penalty heavy for Inner West.
Big 5 in the sky there for Velvet Whiplash. And Knockout ready to go head-to-head with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Varsity in front by 81 points. 21 minutes left in this game. Too much giggling from Inner West bench. That's clearly what the problem is.
They're enjoying themselves, enjoying what Derby's all about, which is about fun and frivolity and sportsmanship and stuff. And
All
also
the stuff.
smacking people real hard, which is what's happening right now as Knockout's trying to find that inside line, getting hit by hot blocks.
Check out Educator's action. She's like, I'm offense, I'm defense, I'm like just bossing everything. Knockout though, managing to wiggle her way out of the pack.
Red Hot Chili Pepper being shut down at the front there. That is Hips Don't Lies and Sugufu. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did. They slowed it down for like 40 seconds. That's quite something.
They did a fantastic job there, high-fiving as they should be.
Sugufu, I believe, is Spanish for like a candy, a sweet. Sweet like a candy.
There you go.
She is, you know. It's a true story.
True story?
Mm.
What's she doing hanging around with the likes of you then?
Oh, I don't get to hang out with her. I just watch from afar.
We have a timeout, team timeout called by Varsity Derby League. They could feel that momentum shift happening there with Inner West getting a fair crack at...
It's bananas.
It's bananas?
They had bananas.
Oh, right, right.
Bananas.
Your bananas.
Actual bananas, not the lollies. I got excited when someone said they had bananas. And then they pulled out some piece of fruit.
Boo.
Thank you so much to the Adelaide Showgrounds. It is a fantastic venue. I love this venue. If we could put this venue on the back of a really big truck and take it to Sydney, I'd be very happy. I'd also be very, very rich. No one has this much land in Sydney, right? But thank you to Adelaide Showgrounds for this amazing venue. We love having TGS here. There's a one-person cheer squad happening out there. That's got to get commando roll, right?
Oh,
no one else calls that loud.
Bit of a cheer for VDL as well. Rampage heckling the crowd. Calm down, Rampage.
That man is everywhere. Did you know that for over 70 years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry? Rydell skates, unmatched quality and unmatched performance.
Well, 70 years, that's almost as old as you.
Nearly.
You can hit me later.
I'm not ashamed of my age. I am 87 and I do not look a day over 84.
Felon Ripley down and ready to rock and roll against D's Nuts.
He's nuts having to get around Lioness. I do mean Craig.
Felon, no alien to a little hard work, but doing a fantastic job. Being held back by VDL, and it is D's Nuts that has that lead.
Felon with the star off.
Trying to be very, very sneaky. Oh, it does sneak around the outside. Oh!
No, unable to land that.
Snuck around
up
the outside.
On the knees and crawling their way back up. Track cart dealt out for that one, though. Felon back to the penalty box. And D's Nuts with that lead jam status, 100% jammer status for this half. Overall in the game, 8 leads from 13 starts.
Irish upon a star back to the line once again for the Rogue Scholars.
Irish upon a star also on some pretty great stats as a jammer. 7 out of 9 lead statuses.
Nice. It's very nice, I say.
It's pretty impressive.
Oh, and there's another one getting through on the inside.
But she makes it look so easy. Like, how is that possible?
She wished upon a star.
Right.
And her dreams came true.
Good wishing. Inner West with a weird configuration of wall. Everyone's standing about.
That was a very big yell from Copter to call it. I'm not sure. Felon is standing in the penalty box, so that would be what he was going for.
Yes, of course.
It was very, very loud.
loud and desperate.
He almost scared all of his skaters. They all stopped. Everybody just stopped.
Everyone froze. It was quite strange, like when there was a snake or something.
If we were back home in tropical North Queensland, I could understand there's a potential there might have been a snake on the track.
An actual snake, as opposed to a lolly snake, which of course would be more fun than a lolly banana.
Absolutely, and always better than a trouser snake on the loose. But that is Jilly Pepper who's out in front with the lead for VDL.
Not these nuts. It's Jilly Pepper. Felon back on the track as well.
Wow, Felon being trapped down by VDL. That is hot blocks there, working super hard with ginger ale. Oh,
hot
Jilly
blocks
Pepper.
with only one penalty left up her sleeve for this game.
But
doesn't
not holding
matter.
back.
Doesn't
not
need
holding
it.
back at all.
No. No one holding back on varsity.
Oh, Jilly Pepper there, just giving a little love to Hot Block, saying, I love you so much for that amazing work you just did for me. Madness with a little wiggle on the line there.
Yeah, Madness travels with her own cheer squad.
Oh, that's the way it goes.
It's good planning.
It's pretty impressive.
Only 2 blockers on the track for varsity.
Oh.
Madness. Ducking into Spanky's elbow, I thought, or maybe shoulder.
Oh, and it was White Russian who was in trouble with referees for that one, but it is D's Nuts out in front with the lead. Madness not far behind. Oh.
Inner West with only 2 blockers on the track. Bowser off to the penalty box. Inner West with lots and lots of penalties. Bowser on 5, Rex on 5, Bruisem, Skato and Ginger on 4.
Madness did manage to squeeze the 3 points out of that jam there as well. And we have a team timeout called by Inner West. Rampage wanting to have a chat to his team.
Rampage using his spirit fingers.
Those aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. And these are gold. Anyone who gets that reference, you rock. Welcome to the House of Fun. Hashtag Skate Crashers versus hashtag Dishonor Scholars. I think they're actually the Rogue Scholars, but
Maybe they're the Dishonor Rollers would be the other mob. The B
maybe.
team.
But thank you everybody at home for joining us. Hello everyone.
Thank you also to our producer Bernie Ouchie.
Doing a fantastic job giving us all the stats, making us sound like we're super smarts, yeah.
Yeah, we don't even have to pay attention.
Pay attention to what?
Huh?
What's happening?
Talking to me?
Where am I?
Back on the track. Velvet Whiplash on the jammer line for Inner West. She's up against Irish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are.
Make it stop.
Oh, Irish
Irish
just
with
slamming.
Only
And
2 blockers to beat. Loose Cannon being called for. No, I thought she was called for a penalty, but she isn't. I'm not sure why she allowed Irish past. I think there was some confusion.
no, I think she still was because the referees seemed to be yelling at her.
Is the penalty box full? Perhaps that is the issue. It wasn't because Ginger was standing in the penalty box. So that means you can slide another player into the penalty box behind her.
Okay, she's getting told by Pombat, yes, you do still have to go to penalty box, but we're not going to issue an insubordination. Loose Cannon just looking around, wait.
I'm not
Now,
sure.
pretending like she hasn't spent any time in the penalty box today, going, which side do I go on?
It's
You
Loose's
know.
4th.
Oh, we've had an official timeout called because Rampage and Copter were out there causing chaos as they do.
Too much boy love.
We've got a blocker apiece. Oh, no, sorry, 2 blockers in there for Inner West. And speaking of love, there's Knockout and Red Hot Chili Pepper giving each other a bit of a cuddle on the line.
Oh, stop it. J-Peb's would hug anyone. Interestingly, though, Irish upon a star, the other jammer, another jammer for varsity, having a bit of a cracker, really. Not surprising. But what is that? 9 leads out of 11 jams, but scoring 59 points in the first half, only 3 points in this half.
Ooh, been effectively shut down by Inner West. Thank you, Andrew H., for knowing that was Bring It On, that quote that I threw out there before. And thank you, Tegan Butchers, for saying we're doing great calling on the game. Oh, we love you too.
We need to call a Rainbow Smash.
Rainbow Smash.
Yeah, you might notice quite a lot of the Inner West players just very subtly written on their bodies, little pictures of rainbows and the like. Knockout, of course, being one of them.
Apologies, I did turn my attention away for a second, and we do have Knockout out there on a Power Jam.
There's only 5 blockers out there, 3 of varsity, now 3 for Inner West. Knockout managing to do some sort of a kooky leg thing to get over varsity.
It looked like
Sukufu inserting herself in the wall for varsity.
I like it. I'm just going to be here, guys, in the middle. This is where I want to be. You can't stop me. Oh, and everybody's loose out of the penalty box now. Wow. Eduhater. That's how she gets back on track.
Yeah, with a bang. Make sure everybody knows you're there. 5 points for Knockout.
Oh, nice work there from Knockout, making that look way too easy.
It's like no one saw her coming on the outside line there. Inner West finding their walls and absolutely locking it down.
Beautiful work there from Inner West, shutting down Irish.
Isn't it?
Oh, she's trying to get the star pass to hot blocks.
Sukufu taking her on the shoulder there, trying to show her the inside line. She don't want to see it.
Oh,
She
Knockout.
wants to see Luce's chest instead. Sukufu trying to slip around on the outside. Knockout's just playing a game on her own.
Jeez. Just rolling around. Loose cannon heading to the penalty box. Hipstone Lies going there as well.
And look how much edge they've taken off varsity. Irish just struggling to put the star back on. Looking very tired. Knockout just rounding the circle again. Here I am again. I'm on my toes. I'm on the outside and I've done a big track cut. Oh, forearm. That was a forearm. I called it as a track cut. Never mind.
It's always the risky run when you just keep skating. I understand they were trying to get their blockers out of the penalty box, but they left poor Sukufu out there. Look at it. It's fine, guys. It's okay. I'll hold this by myself.
I had it.
The Bold and the Bruising Wall heading out on track now. So we will start with 2 on track. 3 in the penalty box. 28-point jam there.
That was Knockout.
That was Knockout.
9 points added to the Rogue Scholars, though. They just keep ticking it forward. And I believe Bowser is done for the day.
Yes.
They have fouled out of the game. I didn't see the last 2 penalties, obviously.
Yes, they are waving goodbye. Red Hot Chili Pepper is on a power jam.
JPEP's one to beat, but it's Skato, so that takes a couple of seconds off. But JPEP's managing to do so without giving Inner West any advantage whatsoever.
Not quite quick enough, though, because
only
the
just.
Knockout was just released.
Only just.
Yeah, missed out by a millisecond. But it is Velvet Whiplash now going head-to-head against D's Nuts. And we do have 2 VDL blockers in the penalty box. Inner West all on track.
Inner West with the wall. Solid. Lee Rex, Ginger Roger, Hips Don't Lies holding back these nuts. Sukufu in the front being very annoying to Spanky.
White Russian did come in and help D's Nuts get out of that Inner West pack. And getting the signal there for Velvet Whiplash. Just keep skating. No, call it. Oh, D's Nuts. Got taken out by that sniper. Where did that come from?
It's this pavilion.
It's slippery and it hurts when you hit it. Not that I would know, because I'm not silly enough to do that. I'd rather be over here on this side doing the talkie-talkie thing. Oh, Jammer Dance Party. Well, Felon's having a Jammer Dance Party. Red Hot Chili Pepper just looked at her like, what are you doing? We'd skate. Oh, Jilly gonna work a little defense there. Felon. And Jilly going to force her to yield a long way back.
Felon stopping to take some instruction from the bench. She needs to go behind JPEPs, but Ramps would have told her not to do that. Don't do that.
Don't play the game. Don't go too far. Jilly's like, come on, let's go. Oh, we're going to play this game. Yes, Jilly. Come on, play the game, Felon. Looking, going, I don't want to skate that far.
Hey, don't worry about it, Felon.
Oh.
Oh, no. Goodness me. Inner West, in the meantime, deciding to do some blocking. Craig, not Lioness, engaging with Eduhater. The pack is called. Bit of mincing around. Inner West in the front. Someone going to the penalty box. Who was that? Was that Ginger Ale?
That was Ginger Ale heading to the penalty box. Oh, trying to stretch out there. They were trying to bridge out to reach Jilly. She's just going to stand there on turn 2.
Well, you know, they've got all the time in the world, don't they? It's Inner West that needs the clock to, like, be longer. So Felon back on the track. Everyone's sprinting now. J-Pep's going past her pack.
Yelling out lots of directions there. Joining in on the defense. Now being held by Inner West.
Inner West just needs to take a moment, and they are being calm, and they're being solid and strong.
We have 20 seconds left to go here in this jam, and we have not had anyone
Catfink losing her feet.
Finish their initial pass.
J-Pep's trying to get past Vixen and Loose. Vixen and Loose managing to hold her. Look at Vix getting down low. Loose joining in.
Wow.
They managed to hold her. Terrific blocking from both teams.
No jammers made it out of the pack then at all.
Defense makes the game, but God, it's not as spectacular, is it?
It's not.
No.
Though there was quite a Mexican standoff out there.
Oh, goodness. Copter there with the finger puppets. Oh, no.
It is
the O. I'm going to go inside and see.
You go.
I'll go.
Official reviews are so exciting. We were both ripping off our headphones ready to run out there. But it is melodrama in the magnificent giraffe onesie out there. Trying to find out what's happening. It is Copter that has called the official review for the Rogue Scholars. So melodrama will get the lowdown on what's happening out there and come back and give us a run through. But while I've got a moment, let me tell you about the fantastic venue here, Adelaide Showgrounds. Fabulous venue. If you're ever in Adelaide and needing a venue for any event, come and see the guys at Adelaide Showgrounds. They have plenty of options available for any event that you may be putting on. Also, a big thank you to Rydell. For over 70 years, Rydell has been an innovative leader in the roller skating industry. Rydell skates unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Physio Fit, the Adelaides and Radelaidis official physio provider. If you are in Adelaide and you're not here, you should be. And while you're here, why not pop on down, see them at the vendor stall here, Physio Fit. But if you are in Adelaide and unable to make it down here, go and check out Physio Fit any other day of the week. They are here to help with your aches and pains. And AGS Lighting Sound Events. Thanks ADS for the supply of the AV equipment, sales, hire and installation of audio, visual and lighting systems for all commercial and domestic applications, including corporate functions and conferences, so that you guys can hear us coming to you live at home. And thank you, Quark. Mel does have the best onesie style ever, though I am wearing a Superman onesie. It's kind of spectacular as well. But anyway, Mel, you're back.
I'm actually wearing Ginger's onesie.
Oh, Ginger. Thank you, Ginger.
Who doesn't want to get into Ginger's onesies? However, the official review that Copter called was because he felt that the penalty given for illegal entry was incorrect because she came in front of only one of her own players, but the referees felt that the other player was actually just very slightly in front of her. So Varsity lose that official review.
All right, and we do have Knockout now sitting in the penalty box. Irish upon a star on a power jam. And it's calling off the jam just as an Inner West blocker was about to take off out of the box. I believe that is Loose Cannon. She would be getting high up there on her penalties as well. I think she'd be at 5 or 6 now.
I think it is 6, but I'm not actually sure. They don't give us the responsibility of doing these things for a reason. We'd be approximating.
It'd be interesting, though.
Somewhere between 3 and 7.
D's Nuts taken off from the line with the lead. Inner West trying to hold. Wow. And just Scatomasochist being thrown off track and being called back by the referees. D's Nuts on the power jam, but Knockout is back on track. Wow, we have a pile up on turn 2.
Knockout just ignores it all and just goes on through. I like that Knockout's just like, I'm just here to do my own thing. No points added that time. These Nuts, though, solid in adding points. 60 for this game. Yep, it is 60.
Nice. And it looks like we have Eduhater taking some time out in the penalty box. Jelly Pepper getting ready to line up against Velvet Whiplash. And Velvet Whiplash going against the VDL right back on the jammer line. Jelly Pepper has found that inside line though, and she is on the loose with the lead. Velvet not far on her heels though.
Catpink trying to join the rest of the pack. Offering some interference to J-Peps. And J-Peps has to call that jam off from the outside.
Just confirming with the OPR. We have 2 points on the board for Jelly Pepper. Big smile, thinks she's happy with that. Irish upon a star, putting on the star for VDL against Madness from Skate Crushes. Madness. Oh, she's got that inside line and she has the lead for Inner West. Excellent work there from Madness.
It's her first lead for this half. She's sitting on 17 points for the team.
Let's see how many more she can rack up.
She needs to hustle. Irish absolutely pummeling down the track. Ness calls it off.
Ooh.
Gee.
1 on the board for Irish, 2 for Madness.
That one, I think, given to the speed of the call-off. Jammers really do need to engage the jammer ref and give them the hard eye and, like, I'm about to call this off. There is a lot to look at, and referees are responding as quickly as they can.
They need to try the line out of that really super annoying song, but, ooh, watch me, ooh, watch me. You know the song, don't look at me like that.
I don't know the song.
Watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay. Watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay. You're welcome, everybody at home who's going to get that stuck in their head.
Yeah, not me. I don't know what you're talking about. You want me to tell you some stuff? I can tell you some stuff. Knockout sitting on 25 points for the game. Velvet Whiplash sitting on 36. Ness on 19. Maths is not my strong point. My poor parents paying for my education. 54 for J-Peps. Actually not a huge score for J-Peps. We're used to big numbers for J-Peps. Goodness. Irish with a large number. 75 in fact. And D's Nuts sitting on 61.
Woo. Big scores there from D's Nuts and Irish. Thank you, Quark, for noticing my onesie. I'm glad you exclaimed in glee.
I think it's my onesie.
No, it's my onesie.
Ginger's onesie.
It's my onesie.
I'm pretty sure it's Ginger.
D's
Knockout.
Nuts.
You go. No, go
No,
on. You go.
No,
No,
you.
No, you. You hang up. Knockout. Knock to the outside. She continues on the track, though. 1 to beat. Does so backwards. There's nothing spectacular about the way that Knockout jams, but she just gets the job done.
Solid, consistent. Really just pushes through.
What's that? 29 points now for the game? Nope, 30 points. 4 wasn't enough. She got 5.
I do what I want. D's Nuts has made it out of the pack.
Yep. Had to take the star off for the sec.
Oh, knockout.
Possibly
Just being
a
pinballed in the middle of the pack.
Forearm to Kat Fink. She leaves the track. That gives only 2 blockers on the track for Inner West. Sugu Fu engaging with D's Nuts. Ginger Roger now on her own. Sugu out the front on her own, unable to stop D's Nuts. Knockout creeping on through. Trying to call that jam off, but copping a forearm penalty. Knockout with a couple of penalties for this half. That is her 4th for the game. Her 3rd forearm penalty, in fact.
Oof. D's Nuts tried to find that inside line, but Hipstone Lies shut her down.
Ginger caught as a go.
Ginger Ale assisting D's Nuts to get around on that inside line.
Kat Fink on the track now. Multiplayer block called on, oh goodness, White Russian.
White Russian.
Sorry, my recognition of players is very poor.
But your announcing is magnificent, so
Well,
more than makes
you.
up.
You just talk me up. Knockout back on the track for Inner West. Busts on through, forces a multiplayer on Varsity. Let's see who it is that goes to the penalty box. Varsity's starting to look a little bit tired. I think that is Ginger Ale.
It is Ginger Ale heading to the penalty box there.
For the multiplayer block back there.
Felon Ripley and Red Hot Chili Pepper, just a little fist bump there on the line. Jilly not keen to be dancing with Felon earlier, but more than happy to go for the fist bump to get solid.
Fair call.
We've got just over 2 minutes left to go here in this second half of this Division 3 quarterfinal. Chili Pepper is out in front with the lead for VDL. Loose Cannon did try and chase it down.
Varsity looking very strong. Little bumper out of bounds. That's Hot Blocks. Hot Blocks managing to play this whole second half, sitting on 6 penalties.
Doing a magnificent job of holding on. And that is White Russian heading back to the penalty box again.
J-Pep's skating around, signalling to the jam ref that maybe she'll call it off anytime now. There it is. No chance for Felon to score any points.
We have just over a minute 20 to go.
Jared Quinn accusing us of having a onesie war. It's more like a skirmish, I think. Sort of quite localised to just you and me.
Pretty much. And it's all friendly fire.
I'm with you, Quark.
Knockouts trying to charge out and get out in front for Inner West and does have the lead. Ooh, and it looks like Irish Upon a Star has been shut down effectively by Inner West, looking for the star pass. Nope, just going to keep on charging with the star on her own. Oh,
Stuck now behind the wall still, though. Knockout doing the lap, so that grabs 5 points for Inner West.
Nice little sideways shimmy around the outside of the back. Irish Upon a Star now putting that star back on, and Knockout powering through. Being told to call it off.
Fantastic jam from Knockout.
Take your 9 points and call it off. Are we going to get one more jam?
Oh, easy. Easy. One more jam.
One more.
Inner West have an official review up their sleeve.
And he's doing it. He's called the official review as a timeout. Just to get that one more jam. You know, they do that one more jam.
One more jam.
Just for you guys. No, I lie. They do it for themselves. It's all about them.
Everyone on the track. Inner West chant, of course. Where do you stick it in your West? It's a cultured mob.
But what is my West?
Maybe we could see that on Onesie Sunday.
All right, Velvet Whiplash is going to be the one wearing the stuff at Inner West for this the last jam.
She's representing the disco faction of Inner West.
Thank you very much, Rampage, making sure you guys were just out of our line of sight. Love it. I like the eyeball. I'm going to line my whole team up, but I don't want to block my commentators. Who's going to be wearing the star? It is D's Nuts
D's
going
Nuts.
out for the last roll
And look
for
at
Varsity
Spanky.
Derby League. Spanky, you guys want to get on my line? It's my line as well. I'm going to get in here. Oh, I'm going to step. All
Spanky
right.
stepping through.
Yep, right in the
Spanky
middle.
definitely with the role of annoying Inner West blockers.
And doing a magnificent job of it as well.
Bottom the Brism though, seeing her coming. Brism
No.
back to the front. Fantastic block of work, allowing Velvet to look spectacular.
And D's Nuts is now loose as well. Oh, yeah, Spanky was definitely getting in amongst the action with the man spreading, trying to make some space for D's Nuts.
Double
Oh,
whiplash, penalty.
Which means that this very last jam is going to go for the full 2 minutes. D's Nuts.
He's nuts up against Bruiser, managing to get past. Bruiser not quite taking her all the way to the line, letting D's Nuts just hang around in the middle.
You can't let D's Nuts have that much air.
No, absolutely not. Craig caught as a goat again. That's like the 4th time this game that I've seen that. But she is using the techniques that she learnt. I believe she learnt that from shortstop.
Did she learn those techniques on the dance floor?
Yes, from shortstop on the dance floor.
Boom.
And Velvet sneaking on past, getting ahead of D's Nuts. Velvet getting down low with the 4-point pass. D's Nuts with the 5. Everybody sprinting out the front.
Oh, D's Nuts sprinting through the inside.
Goodness, a lot of space there for D's Nuts, but Velvet shortly behind her. 20 seconds left in this jam. 4 each. Varsity caught napping.
Oh,
no,
except for
apart from
ginger ale.
They didn't need to block. They had ginger ale.
It was a psych out, I'm sure. It's like, yeah, no. Outside
Vixen
line,
and
all yours.
Loose holding onto D's Nuts. Vixen trying to brace the pack. Fantastic blocking work from Loose to finish that game. What a fantastic semi-final. Varsity way too strong in the end. Unofficial score is 232 with that jam adding 18 points to their score. Skate Crashers not far behind with 12 from that jam, 153 on the scoreboard. We just need to get some official confirmation of the score. Playing today for Inner West, we had Knockout, Vixen, Vaporizer, The Bold and the Bruisemore, Skato Masochist, Ginger Roger, Hips Don't Lies, Loose Cannon, Catfink, Bowser, Lee Rex, Felon Ripley, Velvet Whiplash, Craig, Madness and Sugu Fu.
And rolling out for Varsity Derby League, we had White Russian, Spanky, Eduhater, Red Hot Chili Pepper, Sax Bomb, Ginger Ale, D's Nuts, Hot Blocks, and Irish Upon a Star.
Thank you so much to all of the referees and non-skating officials. Thank you to the camera crew and the fantastic work that they have been doing this week. And thank you also to our very own producer, Bernie Ouchie, for making Psycho Dyko and I Look Clever. That is not an easy job.
It's not an easy job. Thank you very much, Melodrama, for joining me here. It's been a fantastic game.
You know I like hanging out with you.
I love hanging out with you too. The scoreline really does not represent or reflect, I know we say this quite often, but it does
doesn't
not
reflect how much fun we had.
How much fun we had, or how much fun the skaters had, and how
it
great they were
reflects the
out
amount
there.
of hips that were passed and not much else.
That's it.
Just saying.
I think we are pretty much official now because I believe the referees have actually left the track. So
they've had enough.
They're done. So thank you very much for joining us here on Track 1, Day 2, TGSS. Don't stray too far. There is lots more action on the finals coming your way.
Thank you and goodbye.